here's how to add a star rating to a page on your Bubble app. In this case, it's a product page in a marketplace app that I'm working on. It's quite common to see a star rating on a page like this. So first of all, I need to add in a plugin. And Bubble has built one. There's a number of other ones, but I'll be using just this default one. We can see it's very popular. So done. Okay, and then I need to add it into my page. In fact, let's put it below the add to cart button. Okay, we can see here that it hasn't been updated for the new responsive engine, but we can probably get away by just putting in values that are going to work for us in here. Let's make it nice and big, so that nothing's obscured by these fixed width and height values. So let's have a look at the settings. On appearance, minimum value 0, max 5, steps of 0.5. You can adjust the size there and the colors. Let's have a look at that on the front end. Okay, so what you can see as a user, when I put my mouse over it, it moves in those like 0.5 of the stars. If I click, then it remembers it. But if I refresh the page, nothing is saved to the database. So how do I save it to the database? Well, I could use auto binding, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. We've got other videos on auto binding. For that exact reason, I'm going to show how to do it a different way. So when elements value is changed, the star rating, then data to change, make changes to a thing. Current page as product. The reason I can select that is that if I click onto the page, we have our page selected type of content as product, so I can feed off that data from any element in the page. And then we add in rating, and this is a number value because it will give us a number between 0 and 5 in 0.5 increments, and hit create. This star ratings value. Okay, let's try that. If I go in for 2.5 and I click, right, it's not working because I've missed this. I'm on a demo page. If we look at the URL up top, I'm not actually viewing a product in my database. So I think I need to go back to, I've got just a simple repeating group on the index page I'm building to click through. Okay, right, now I'm actually viewing a product in my database, which then means that if I cause the workflow to create a change to that product. Okay. So what's going on there? Let's debug it. Really thought that would work. So clicking on there, make changes to product. Okay, yes. Right. So let's debug it. I know what's going ahead, but this is all part of the process. If I go to products, you can now see it has a 2.5 rating. Now, in my haste to show you how to get this to work, I completely overlooked something, and it's really worth me showing and pointing this out, which is that there is no initial value here, which means that when I refresh the page, this element here has got no content to display. So to fix that, I go to current pages products rating. Now, yes, there we go. Now it's gone to the 2.5, and so let's take it up to 4, and now it saves to 4. Okay, so that works, but that's not going to work in practice with my app because I want multiple users to be able to save ratings, whereas at the moment if another user came along and they say, oh, we don't like this, let's rate it at 0.5, then that overwrites it. Really what I want to be displaying here is an average of ratings. Now I could do that using a list value on ratings, but that it also has a shortfalling because the list values aren't going to be attached to the identity of the person who's leaving that value. So if they wanted to change it in the future, there's no way of doing that. I would just end up with a series of averages for every single rating that was given, regardless of whether that rating was changed or replaced. So check out the follow-up video about star rating to see how we can tackle this one.